It is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. We in the place to be. I got some very special guests in the building with me today. I got the Dosses in the building.
Hey, what's up,
Hey, Mrs.
everybody?
Doss.
How you doing, dog?
I said Mrs. Doss.
Oh,
See,
excuse
Excuse you.
ladies first.
always,
Jeez.
always.
Nate's at home since this is his second time in the building. So we're gonna talk about some things today. They've been making a lot of big buzzes since when I first met Mr. Doss last year and he was running for city council
County Commission.
or county commission. And since then they've just been all over, all over. So how y'all feeling today?
Good.
Good. It's
Good.
Wednesday.
And we were on time.
Y'all were early.
And that's a thing. That's a big thing.
That's a win today. So
Yes.
It's a win. When you start off winning, it makes for a great day.
Yes. Today's gonna be a great day because Ricky was on time.
Period.
There it is.
So I just want to, I know y'all, but I just want to, let you all introduce yourselves to the city. For those people, I guess they've probably been under a rock if they don't know y'all by now.
Oh no, we keep to ourselves. So there's people who don't know. There's plenty of people. So this is my beautiful wife, Riki Doss, and I am her husband, Nate Doss the third, and we are the proud parents of 11 children and the owners of the Mecca at Menlo Grocery Store.
Period. So who shot they shot?
Uh,
Okay.
so
We're gonna just jump right in.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
nah, so it was Ricky, and I don't care what she says. Ricky.
Was not.
So I sent the friend request first, but I waited a couple of months because I was handling some things.
Tired of the scene.
Yeah, you got to tie them up, and especially when you see the caliber of woman that you're trying to go after, you got to tie those loose ends up. So I
Hey, Lucy.
How y'all doing? He said, how y'all doing?
Chattanooga's been good to me.
It has.
So it was probably about 7 months later. I made a post about being a Scorpio, and Ricky has this disgust for Scorpios. And she said, "There goes my conscious crush," and I was like, "Oh, conscious crush, huh?"
Oh, so Ricky shot.
Yeah.
That was not my intention.
So I jumped in the inbox. I had to say, "Hey,
Let's highlight the crush part.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only part you saw.
That's it. That's all I needed.
You didn't see the throw my whole conscious crush away. Keyword: throw you away.
Conscious crush.
Throw him away. That's the part he
away.
missed.
He missed that
Then
part.
he was like, "Oh,
He
she won't."
focused
That's
on
it.
crush.
Yep. That's all I needed. I needed a way, and I got it. The whole time, our kids went to school together.
Oh, okay. Y'all didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know anything at that point in time. I was working like 4 jobs. So
Yeah, I didn't know.
yeah, and Ricky was busy traveling for work and busy with AAU basketball. So we were focused on our individual families at the time, and we took it slow. We talked via. I don't even think I got your number until after our first date. So we talked via inbox.
And what's funny was we almost didn't have a first date
Yeah.
because the day of our first date, I got blocked from Facebook.
Was you
I got
in
put in-
Facebook jail?
I was in Facebook jail.
Why you on Facebook jail?
All the time.
Okay, next thing. Okay.
So I had a friend make a post on Facebook saying Ricky's in Facebook jail. So just so that he would know that I wasn't being unresponsive on purpose and I still be at the appointed place at the appointed time.
Oh, so the date was still on.
The day was still
Oh, yeah.
on.
Free food, free drinks.
Oh
Absolutely.
man.
Period. We ain't telling you got
Free
no free
chicken.
food. Free. I
Oh.
like me some chicken.
I like
Oh,
chicken.
I had to make sure that she can eat. I don't want no salad eating woman. I need because I like to eat.
Oh my
So
gosh.
and then
You get cold sometimes. You gotta have something.
yeah, because I know I like to eat. And Ricky put some pounds on me. I think I gained like 40, 50 pounds.
So, I don't see Ricky in that kitchen, baby.
Yeah.
She ain't playing no games.
You don't even see the real like what Ricky really could. Yeah.
Ricky can get down. But it was the date was great. We had our first date at Flamin' Roosters. Shout out to Flamin' Roosters.
Tell about that chicken in your eye.
Yeah, so I got the H Nog. That's my favorite flavor.
Is it the
The hottest, yeah.
Absolutely insane.
And I got it stuck in my eye. the piece of chicken flew off into
So
my
you
eye.
had to play nurse on the first day?
Oh no! So
I
I'm trying
know.
to play it off. I'm sitting there like rubbing it, trying to drink the Kool-Aid, trying to put ice in my eye, and I'm like, no, no, tell me about yourself.
Right.
Tell me more. Tell me
Tell
more.
me more. I'm interested. And she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, it happens all the time."
And meanwhile, he's like crying out of one eye, and I'm like, okay,
What's going on?
this is
Yeah, so it was cool. From there, we still kept it slow. The kids didn't meet for almost 2.5 months, even though they kind of knew at that point in time. They're like, "Yo, my dad is dating your mom is dating my dad," so type stuff. Um, and yeah, so I mean,
we weren't dating. Made that
oh
specific
yeah, that's
clear.
that's right. We weren't dating
Y'all
yet.
were friends.
We were just
Was he like
friends.
Uncle Daddy or was he just
Oh no,
friends?
not
No,
even
we
then.
didn't.
By the time I met the kids, we were dating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and by
we,
the time, yeah,
yeah, we didn't automatically say we were dating.
no.
Yeah, I'm real big on boundaries and expectations with boundaries and
The
expectations.
okay, it was a picnic that did it for her.
You did a picnic? I want Rick to tell this story. How was the
Yeah.
picnic? Hey, fellas, for those that are single, that are at home or wherever, hopefully not at home, hopefully at work. But y'all get ready to take some points, okay? Because chivalry is not dead. So go ahead, Rick.
Oh no,
Listen.
but before you say that though, like real stuff. Like we taught our boys and we teach our girls how to be treated as women and how our boys be hold themselves as men. My mother always told me a man never comes empty handed when he's courting a woman.
Period.
So go ahead, Rick. You can take that away,
So just a little backstory. I really hadn't, up until that point, really dated in my life because I got married the first time at 22, 23. So I came straight out of college and got married.
Okay.
So there was no, I never hit the dating scene. So I had never really done the whole dating thing. So Nate called me and he said, "Hey, are you busy tonight?" And I said, "No." And he was like, "Okay, well, meet me at such and such park." And I was like, "Okay." Um, and then about 30 minutes before we were supposed to meet, he was obviously there trying to set up, and it was crowded.
Yeah,
It was like that, and he knew how I felt about. I keep my personal life personal, and at that point, we weren't officially dating. We were just, hanging out, talking, friends. Um, So he told me to meet him at another park, and it was a park I had never been to. It's like off the beaten path. If you grew up in Red Bank, you probably know about it, but most people don't. So I had Googled the address. I go to the park, and like he had set up this picnic table because he also knows I'm allergic to everything, and I don't like anything that's green and gross.
Okay.
So I don't do
correct.
grass, dirt. It's just not me. So he had set up under the pavilion at the picnic table, um, and when I tell you at that moment, I knew that his intentions were sincere and they were well thought. Everything that I had ever told him that I liked, that were my favorite things, were included in this picnic.
Okay, Renee.
But
Look.
Mhm.
Okay, Renee.
Down to like really weird idiosyncrasies of mine. Like I have this thing about candles. I like to play in candle wax.
Okay.
I
I
just
think
like,
a lot of us probably do.
yeah, I like the way it feels. So he had the little candle, and it was the sparkly candles that kind of crackle. And he had gone and gotten
seafood boil.
a seafood boil. He had gotten Ferrero Rocher, which is my favorite um, candy, and he had gone and gotten the green machine juices because I
Okay.
really like those green machine juices. And it was just like every single thing. My favorite flowers. I don't like roses. I'm not a rose person. So I think he either got orchids or lilies. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure because I like both of those. But it was just like everything was
It was
so
the details.
it was the details.
And he really had that.
No.
Yeah,
He's like, okay, this is the last though.
he did. He did. It was well thought out.
Did you
Oh,
cry?
No,
no,
Did you cry when you got home?
I'm not a crier.
no.
Oh, I
I
cried.
actually got a hug that day. I had never gotten a hug
Oh, you got
before.
your first
I
hug?
got my first hug
Oh,
that
so
day.
hey, just for the record, Mr. Doss had to work for Mrs.
Oh
Doss.
man.
So she ain't playing.
No, Ricky does not. It, Ricky's I was raised by my grandmother, and so I was, pretty traditional in my beliefs.
So
You don't buy the cow if you get the milk for free.
That's facts.
so I think from that point on, it moved like everything gelled.
Mhm.
Like we got engaged. We moved in together, which I was completely against. Ricky had to talk me into.
I did because I'm practical too.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit and wait on timelines to coincide when your lease is up, and then when we can buy. And,
We need all that money coming over here.
And that's what got me. You could want to give me tell me dollars and cents, and Ricky was like, "Why are we still paying two places and for two
We're probably you're
places?"
mostly together anyway.
Right.
and we were.
We were
We
as a
were.
family. We at that point in time, the twins were seniors, and we had kids in between there. So they were, and then so yeah, so everything moved really fast. I mean, we got two kids, and within 13 months of each other. So yeah, and then uh, COVID hit, and um,
Y'all had the TV got bored.
well, that's when Ricky got pregnant with the last one, with number 11. So
Because all we were doing was drinking
and having playing cards, and I mean, it was really good. COVID was good for us because it was a lot of family time. Everybody was home, and we really got to zero in on us as a family without any distractions. Uh,
Is that when you all decided that he was going to run, or was this already something that y'all were talking about before COVID?
we were well at that point in time, so we were thinking about families that didn't have it as well off as we did. So we were like, how can we feed the community with during this time? Because at that time we saw a lot of grocery stores having limited hours, people not being able to work because of their jobs being laid off. So that's where our community activism really grew.
yeah,
We were like, how can we help feed the community? And then,
we started volunteering,
right,
handing out food boxes.
right, with our church Word Empowerment. Shout out to Pastor Cole
And,
and
and,
the
and,
family.
and that was really eye opening that, when we were passing out those food boxes, we actually got to meet the people that everybody talks about, if you need. And these people look like us. They were just like us. They had good jobs, they had stable homes, stable families, but it was just hard, things was tough. So that stereotype of the people that actually needed
Right,
resources
changed.
was like busted into pieces
Right.
during COVID. Like
I mean,
Because COVID, I mean, everybody was in need.
right.
We all struggled. I ran through a little rough spot. I was like, Lord, I was grateful at the time I was with my grandparents, but I was just like,
And I had just recently retired. So that was like we were like, oh,
right.
how we gonna
yeah,
do this? And then luckily the state didn't do any furloughs for Ricky, so we were blessed to still have two incomes coming in. And so that's when we started looking like, okay, we both have been single parents. How can we give back? So that's where it really started to work on that. And then politics came in because of what was going on with the nation, and just being fed up, us being fed up with the way and the treatment of our community.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I lost the county commission race, uh, Ricky gave me about a day to sulk.
I gave you
What
a
was the
lot.
pep talk like?
Nate doesn't need pep talks. It's not pep talks. He needs time.
Yeah,
He needs time to reevaluate, time to look back at the beauty in failure because nobody tells you this. But the beauty is, of course, you can find beauty in success, but the biggest, most impactful beauty is the beauty you find in failure. You get to know yourself. you get to self-evaluate. You get to see from an outside perspective at that time because you removed yourself because it's over who you really are and what things you could have done differently or not done
Right.
differently. So Nick,
Time.
yeah. So Nick is not a pep talk type of person. It's a, I'm here, I'm present, I'm gonna distract you in every way that you want to be distracted, not by, talking constantly
Mhm.
and nagging, but just being here, being silly and really just being present.
No, what you said was spot on. When my time was up and I was started coming out of my thought process, it was what's next.
And I feel like as soon as that happened, it was like boom. It was like then it was the birth of Mecca, the
Right.
Mecca initiative. And so, what was the vision behind that? Um, and what made you all really? Because I mean, I feel like a lot of people know they see what the Mecca is, but I don't think they really understand the essence of it. Like what you all are really trying to do with this
Well,
initiative.
the Mecca really it started with us reaching out to a lot of people that we met during the campaigns and seeing these great products that were made here locally and wanted to put to it was a twofold thing. We wanted to help the food insecurity in our area and Brainerd, and then also highlight these local businesses that were producing excellent products that were only being at vendor pop-ups and things like that. So the Mecca grew to at one point over 62 local businesses.
Oh wow.
And the initiative came out of that was because we have a program at the store where we call community meals, where we have fed from August until December. We fed over 600 people through community meals, and
That's big.
that was huge because and that made once we sat back and was able to look at the numbers at the end of the year, we were like that's 600 people that we were able to give at least us and our business partners as far as our vendors that are in the store. It's not just us um, a hot meal for the day. At least one hot meal that's a kid who was able to eat or before when they got home from school and able to do their homework with a full stomach. That was us helping us and our business partners helping our community in that way. But also the initiative grew from there was because we looked at it and a lot of our businesses were lacking something. Uh, as far as a LLC or a trademark or something like that. And even though there are great resources here, like the Minority Roundtable that is held by Karen Collins with the city and SCORE, things, those type of resources, programs that are available, there was still a gap, and we wanted to be that gap stop that helped those businesses connect with our businesses that still didn't know about them. And so that's where the initiative came from, and that's where Ricky and I we decided we wanted to do the masquerade ball April 1st at the
Y'all
plug,
make sure y'all write that date down. April the 1st. And what's the hours for it?
7 to 10 p.m.
7 to 10. And I love the fact that you all are giving other business owners that are new, up and coming, an opportunity because you all are like even all of the vendors that are represented in you all store are all like up and coming, and even the venue for
Right.
this place.
And so here's the premise behind it, and I'm the one that always digs deeper. You know, we talk about businesses and promoting businesses. We talk about giving back to the community, but the real intention is a lot deeper. The real intention is generational wealth.
Mhm.
This is something that generational wealth is something that we didn't have the opportunity to have. Not even 50 years ago, we couldn't even own businesses.
Right.
We couldn't buy our own homes. It's probably a bit longer than that. But for centuries before that, our counterparts had been building generational wealth for decades into centuries. And so there's this huge head start. And so now when we look at where we are today and our ability to start building that generational wealth, what I think a lot of people overlook is, now we're on an equal playing field. but we're not,
Right.
because all of those years you've had your grandfather passed down a home, your grandmother leave an insurance policy, your 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 mom leave you this little rental property,
Assets.
and I'm talking about regular everyday. We haven't been able to have that,
Mhm.
and so with businesses, small businesses in particular, it is a really good opportunity to focus in building generational wealth and helping people, take that step and not be dependent on somebody pushing up, your timeline or whatever. Whatever you do in your business is what you put into your business.
And
It's
so with the masquerade ball, what is the deadline? Because so, and just to let people know that are not familiar with this upcoming event that is April 1st from 7 to 10 p.m. is a masquerade ball, but this is going to benefit local minority businesses. So this is an opportunity for you if you have a legitimate business now. They have to have certain credentials, like you have to be established LLC.
you
Is that a
don't
requirement?
you
Okay,
You
so
don't
what
have.
are the requirements to apply
You
for
really
this?
don't. It's if you once you fill out the application, it could be an idea, and if you
Okay.
can sell that idea of your business well enough for the committee, we selected a well-rounded committee of our community members, and if if this committee feels that your business it will is what Chattanooga needs, then you should apply. You definitely. And this is why we wanted to do it. It's not one big pie and everything is split equally. If you come in there and you shine and you sell your business and you're in a room full of donors where you're shining, you should get every dollar that you've earned at that point that people want to put into you, to your business and your growth. And that's where this really came from, is because it's a competition. Everything in life and business is a competition.
Kind of like Shark Tank.
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, it's
and
healthy.
it's a unique format in that during the night, each of those 10 businesses will be present. They'll have an
So you're
opportunity.
picking 10.
We're
Right.
picking 10.
Okay.
They'll have the opportunity to talk to potential donors. And, it can range from people, just people who wanted to come and have a good time. They have $50 to donate. Cool.
Or
Or
you
you
might partner with somebody that's got a t-shirt printing
it,
business that wants to make
Exactly.
t-shirts or donate their
it,
services to.
Right.
exactly. Or you could actually meet a corporate sponsor there who would be willing to donate more to your business. But the format is so unique in that it gives you ownership of
How
how
much?
much you can generate.
You're in full control.
You're in full
Full control.
control. Now we do have to narrow it down to 10 because space limitations, and we don't want to water it down so much that
It
that
wasn't beneficial.
that it's not beneficial to those businesses for sure.
And what's the deadline for applications?
March 20th, you can go on to the website.
Y'all got 2 weeks.
Well, it's been up since February 13th. So yeah, March 20th, you can go onto the website, themeccainitiative.com, or to the Facebook page, the Mecca Initiative, and you can apply at both places. Ticket sales are strictly online at themeccainitiative.com. Um, and like I said, we're hosting it at the Plug, which is a beautiful place downtown
Love the
across from.
plug. Y'all introduced me to that place.
Yeah, and we had a great time there with you playing cards that Friday night. It was, I mean, other than when Ricky was beating me and cheating. So
I
It
wasn't
didn't look like
cheating.
she was.
You don't know how to play tough.
either way. So look at it, Chad.
You don't
This
know
is
how to
a
play tough. Do not get on the table with me.
Period.
this is gonna be a great time on Masquerade Ball. Ricky
Black
and I,
tie.
yeah, black tie.
Let me
Come on,
put it on.
hey, you got to. Everywhere you go, we got to show out.
That's one thing that I really love about Chattanooga, and shout out to the BEC,
Oh, huge shout out.
because we're teaching us how to dress for certain events. Because I think Chattanooga, like we got into this entrepreneur like role, but then we didn't know that if it's black tie, this is what that looks like, and we're still trying to develop this. So the more opportunities we get to say, okay, this is what the dress code is, then people
Mhm.
will get to kind of fine tune. And shout out to my stylist because I don't got to worry about what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
Period.
I
Plug.
Right,
need
Brian Lamar, honey, get your stylist. I love my stylist because all I have to do is say this is where I'm going.
right. And sponsors are still you're still available. There's still an opportunity to become a sponsor. There's sponsorship packages on the website.
Yes. And
And
I
then
have those details too. If you are interested in participating in any capacity, feel free to call the station at 423-713-7614 or hit me up on Facebook. Or if y'all want to call in right now and ask some questions, we here.
oh yeah,
And to those potential sponsors, really put your money where your mouth is. We talk about diversity and really investing into a diverse Chattanooga. What better way to invest into a diverse Chattanooga than to help small Black minority businesses thrive? It is so hard, and I think anybody who's ever tried to have a small business will tell you that the struggle is real. The
Mhm.
struggle
yeah.
with the time
That
management, the struggle with being able to balance that personal um, and business life. It is tough. And you got so much on your plate. You got so much to do. You need to get an LLC. You need to get licensed. You need to get your website going. You need to get social media. If you're a one person team, that has to be so overwhelming without any support. I just don't understand how some of these small businesses take off, but they do.
yeah.
But if we're really invested into a diverse and successful Chattanooga, then there's no better opportunity to really put your money into to where your corporate business says that is their goal in their investment strategy for sure.
And
So
we definitely want these businesses to know that yes, we're selecting 10, but this isn't a one-off. We'll be back next year, and we want to be back with 10 different businesses, not the same businesses
So
that
if you
need it.
win this year, are you eligible to win again next year? Or y'all
We,
gonna
we
try
have
we
to
we
want you to
already
put you in
starting that.
yeah, we want to put you in a position though to where you can come back and hopefully help another business by donating to them and
Yeah,
sponsoring them.
sure.
But
each one teach one?
and, and,
exactly,
and this is the first one, so
right.
we are kind of developing things as we go. Like as Nate said, one of his ideas, it's a great idea, was that those businesses would be the first businesses that are part of the mentorship program.
Oh, so
um,
okay. So
so
that's a whole nother
now,
aspect of this.
yeah, it just grows. It grows as you continue to think about, what businesses need, what it's going to take for us to be, really truly independent as people.
And it is, and this committee that we've selected, we're extremely proud of the members wanting to be part of this and wanting to pour into these businesses. But also, they have a huge responsibility because it's not just selecting a name. They actually have to go in and read these applications, fill out a form that each business is going to get back, so that next year, even if they did win, okay, hey, this committee member said that I didn't do this well, but this did, so I can improve in another area, so they can continue to grow. I mean, if we're not talking about growth in business, then why are we even in business
Yeah,
at
for
that
We
sure.
point?
got a question right here too from Facebook. What happens in the event, and I think you were headed this way, what happens in the event that a business was not chosen to be one of the 10? Um, so how, I guess,
I got that.
okay.
And we talked about this in depth, and my thought was, what we don't want is for a business to put their application in and not make it through to the final 10 and walk away and not know, number one, why they weren't chosen, and number two, what they could do to be chosen in the following year. So for every business that fills out an application,
You're gonna get a report card.
Hmm.
they will get positive feedback, and they will get constructive feedback, and constructive criticism as well, because it's something really really huge, and it's a admirable step to take to even apply.
Right,
And every business has some merit, and we don't ever want to discourage potential business from continuing. From don't ever stop pushing. But what we do want is you to walk away with some tools in your own toolbox,
right,
so that you win too. You get some tools from some of these really really great panel of judges that have so much to offer. And so even if you apply and don't make it, what you will walk away with is a good idea of how to move forward. So that's kind of our plan for going forward.
Our phone lines are ringing. All right, Chattanooga. You all are are getting it hot right now. So this is the Mecca Initiative presents the Masquerade Ball, the first annual Masquerade Ball, and it is going to be April the 1st from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. located at the Plug. And if you are a local business owner and are interested in applying to see if you've got what it takes, they're selecting 10 businesses. And you can reach out to the station or inbox me or stop by the Mecca, the Menlo, or we got to call it. They ready? And get your application if you're interested in being a sponsor. Reach out and we can get you the information as well. They on. Good morning, Flavor with Dog.
Good morning. Hi, dog.
I'm sorry, we having some technical difficulties.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, oh, they tell me to put my headphones on so I can hear. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello,
Yes, I'm here.
is this Fallon?
It is.
Hey, girl. Hey,
Hey, thank you.
you doing a lot of great things in the city.
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's a work in progress.
Period. So tell us about the event that's going on. Is it this Saturday?
Absolutely. It's this Saturday, March the 11th at the Smith Cultural Center.
Okay. And so what is this? I know I'm gonna be there. I already know about it, but for those people that aren't familiar with the event this Saturday, what is it about?
Absolutely. So let me just go back just a little bit. So the event is actually presented by New Division Theater and Performing Arts Company, which I founded last November, and this is our official launch event. Just a little bit more about New Division. We are a nonprofit, semi-professional community theater. So what we decided to do with the launch event is to create this Chattanooga Renaissance Gala
Oh
to
wow.
see the art in the city and just kind of give it more of a modern, fresh, future forward feel.
Okay. And so tickets, are they on sale now on the different rate?
Yes, tickets are on sale now until Friday. Tickets sell in at midnight on Friday.
Okay, y'all better get y'all tickets if you haven't gotten them.
Yes,
I'll be there. So if anybody wants to see me dressed up after 5 tired, you'll need to come out Saturday to the Business Smith Hall. Thank you so much for calling in today, Fallon. And I'll make sure that I share it on my social media. So for those people that are interested in buying tickets, I'll have it on my Facebook page.
okay, awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, love. Thank you for calling in.
All right, bye bye.
Bye. DJ, can we get some music? We're gonna take a little water break, you know what I'm saying? I know Miss Doss probably wanted to touch up her lip gloss or whatever. Nate probably want to help her. They love birds over here. My ship coming. I'm waiting on my ship. I'm waiting for my ship to sail in. I hope it got a big anchor.
And we got plans to talk about this shit.
Oh gosh. Hey, you have to interview with Ricky first
Mm-hmm.
before you can get a date with me.
That might not be a
Yeah,
bad.
you don't say you look
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
hey,
I love dogs. So I'm gonna be real.
yeah, I'm saying, you're not going anywhere.
You,
talk to my sister.
you never give me that.
You're never getting that date.
I'm trying to get a picnic.
Right. So I'm gonna let those go through. They got a picnic plan, just so you can have a picnic. And,
Yeah.
ain't nothing
Little
wrong with
Zuzu, little Wayne,
that. Yeah, that ain't nothing wrong with that.
What's the last?
Nah,
And
man.
then we got no flies on
Nah, I mean, I think the flies
No, no, how sweet it is.
I'm gonna
That's my
learn how to
part.
sing like
How sweet it is. Yeah, I'm just
Ooh,
saying. I want to be like Anita Baker when she
sing
had
to
to
me,
kick
baby.
people out the
Sing to me, baby.
sing. You know, sing.
I'm gonna do it later. It's embarrassing.
Man, Anita Baker be having to put people out the doggone theater. She's like, y'all, I gotta quit singing now. You gotta go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Anita Baker.
Man,
Nate is not the biggest fan.
can somebody bring Anita Baker to Chattanooga?
Hey, but shout out to Toledo's finest, though.
Is she from
She
Toledo?
is from
Oh,
Toledo.
that's terrible.
Like, is that Ohio?
That is Ohio. That's my hometown.
Really?
Man, go to Toledo.
I need to go there.
Not really.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't know what's popping there.
Mm,
We have, hey,
mhm.
it just don't go between January. I mean, no, I don't go between September to May.
Okay,
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
and I was so while we were on break, we were talking about like people that are because right now there's this whole like wave of interest in being your own boss.
Mhm.
And I really think that people don't realize that mo- you do all the work when you have your own business. You know what I mean? And it's not just for, the image of it or the clout of it. Because when I started my business in 2018, 2017, heck, I didn't really get on the scene until last year. I mean, well, I would have my Facebook, but
Yeah.
people didn't really know. Like, I wasn't really coming out and going to events and stuff till last year because those first 3 years was like make it make sense. The
Mhm.
first 2 years was trying to get stable enough to where I didn't have to be on somebody's job. And then I took another year of working to make sure I didn't have to go back to nobody else's job. To then last year, I'm like, okay, now I'm working for myself now, and it's working for me.
Right.
And this event that you all are doing is actually good for people that are just interested in, maybe you don't know what your business is going to be, or, and get some ideas by talking to some other people about how they got started. How do you tap into some other, just being in a room with other creatives? Because, like you said, Ricky, or maybe it was Nate, you got to be around your friends have to buy into your vision, but and then I said, your friends have to have visions too, because if you're not around other creatives and you're the creative, then they're just pulling from you. You
And
got to be around people that are adding to you as well.
we're very blessed in that aspect that a lot of our friends have their own businesses. And I hate when someone says a little business or a small business
It's
because
a big business
that's a
energy.
big business because time is not little. It's that that you're pouring into it. And if you don't have where you can purchase something from your friend, the truth really is sharing and being their spokesperson with the word of mouth of their business is huge.
Mhm.
That is huge. I mean, we can't say enough of friends that we have out of the city that share our posts and stuff
Mhm.
like that. That does not go unnoticed.
It
Right.
You
does.
know, and it does a lot as far as awareness. Because our inboxes for the business will be like, "Hey, do you guys ship?" And we're like, "Yes,
Oh,
we do."
cool. And then so like even when I was there the other day, I'm doing my own little plug. They both got life insurance for me the other day. Period. Thank y'all so much because I'm just now trying to push the life insurance thing. But
Because who's gonna do the fish fry if I'm dead? Can't nobody do the fish
I
fry.
can't. And they probably can't make the fish
He
like because
can't.
that fish you made last year was good.
He can't do that.
Nah,
Yeah, we're not doing no fish
We'll
fries.
let him in charge one day, and we won't do that again.
But like even the cheesecake company that
oh
came, and
yeah,
to be
broken
able to
hearted cheesecake.
expose these companies like the companies that are in you all store to ship their stuff out, like now you're in a whole nother city now just because you supported this vision. You know what I mean?
And what's crazy is that each of these businesses has a unique story. They have a unique drive behind their businesses. And the majority of those businesses are businesses that we loved. We
Mhm.
reached out to them because, we bought GT's Red Velvet Cake. We love,
Deschanel,
yes,
Penny's lemonade.
yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
bought
I
Penny's
like these
Lemonade.
lemonade.
These are, juice you want to go. During COVID, it was popping because trying to pull up with your little alcoholic beverage for you right there. So these are places that we absolutely love. So why would we not want to give them the opportunity to have passive income? And I think that's what a lot of businesses don't realize. One of the biggest benefit of being in the storefront is you can drop your stuff off,
Mhm.
keep it moving, collect your coins when it sells. We
Let
don't.
me plug my one of my vendors that's in the comments right here, Miss Grissom. So those candles get y'all seem
Love
like
it.
oh I
Love
gave
it.
them one
Yeah.
of the candles the other day, but you can actually put some of your candles in their store and then they'll sell them. And oh, well, you smell the
Mhm.
candles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love
Love
it.
the
Love it.
candles.
And
Love it.
So
we do not say no to any vendor that wants to sell their products. Your product will speak for itself. If it
Right.
doesn't sell, if it's not moving, then it may not be that time for you yet. What I will say is you get out of your business what you put in.
Right.
period.
So if you're on your Facebook and social media and Instagram and all that other jazz marketing your stuff, if you're constantly
This.
investing in one of the biggest marketing strategies that we figured out is straight up direct content.
Yeah, that's
Bring
how I
it
built
by
my business. I built my business. My business was completely it, and still is grassroots marketing.
Yeah.
it is.
I do a lot on social media, but it was just like me holding a sign saying, "Do you need Medicare?" You know,
Right.
and
And reaching out in your inbox, you got all these people that are your friends on Facebook. You mean to tell me I can't reach out to you and say, "Hey, I'm selling this. Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm doing this." And
closed mouths don't get fed on the
Yeah.
boulevard.
everybody can't always support, but we get so much more business when we reach out personally. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
when you're ready to put your product somewhere and get ready for that passive income to where you can sit at home and we can sell your product, just remember that the work doesn't stop after you make your product and drop it off. You have to
It
you have to
does.
be willing to do your own
And
marketing.
show up to events like this.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Show up to events like this because and what I did learn last year is that, even though I had a billboard or people saw my logo, once they actually got to meet me, it made it even more real because they're like, "Oh, you're a doll." Then I get to sell myself because they're familiar with your brand, but people don't really fall in love with your brand until they're able to fall in love with
Right.
you
That's correct.
Right.
That
because
is
that's the nature of our business is selling us.
Right.
that is absolutely correct. I mean,
And that's why this type of an event is where we structured it this way so that you can come. No one can sell your business like you.
mhm.
No one can tell your story like you. You're going to be in a room of 150, 175 people, and you're going to be able to tell your story multiple times throughout the night. We want people to walk away with one knowing where their business is headed and having a good idea because they'll have received their report card back from the committee, but also feeling very fortunate to be in a room with people who are there directly to support you.
Mhm.
That's why they're there. They want to come and support you. Just want to give a real quick shout out to Brainerd High School and Chat Prep
Oh
on
yeah.
their way to state. And
Yes, that's big.
yeah, the rest of the week we're doing 10% off total order. Excuse me, off your total order if you come in Brainerd or Chat Prep Gear. If you let us know where you want the money to go, we'll take 10% of your total and send it over to the school. So
That's major.
we're gonna be at the both schools next week with the check.
Cut the hey, you know what? I like it when checks get cut. I don't know.
I
I
like,
just like
yeah, I
a
like
check
when they
get
get cut to us too.
yeah, I like a check. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, definitely get involved. Casey Davenport, I see you just tapped in into the Facebook page. We're talking about this upcoming event. This is the masquerade ball. So it's been put on by the Mecca Initiative. And you all, if you have a business, it doesn't hurt anything to apply. I saw the application. The application is very simple, and it gives a lot of people the opportunity, to just this is what like when you go in for a bank loan, this is the type of stuff they're gonna want to know. They're gonna be want to know a lot more.
Mhm.
But this will kind of get you. We're working on what Nate and Ricky have created is an opportunity to kind of groom you and get you familiar with the whole process of being a business owner. It's not just about selling your stuff. There's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into just selling your stuff for the revenue. If you're wanting your brand to grow, expanding your clientele and just really just having an established business that's going to be here for generational wealth. It's something
Right.
that you can pass on.
Sure.
And it's having those mentors that even Ricky and I, with our experience, we've had mentors reach out to us who wanted to see the Mecca grow because of all the local black-owned businesses that it's helping. Shout out to Pat Rowe, shout out to Karen because they pulled us aside and wanted to make sure that we were having our business in line. And it, like you said, it gets overwhelming with having a family and a business and having careers outside. So not only it was thankful that we had those mentors, but we also had hired Sierra Lawrence to come in and get our paperwork together.
That paperwork important.
Early, and
Ooh wee.
it is not something that either of us really, really like to do.
Right.
But I did want to say this really quickly. There is no phase of your business in which you are not ready to fill out that application.
Right.
Even if it's just an idea, even if you're almost to the point where you are completely independent, you know, doing your business, there's no phase that in which you are not ready. Download that application. At the very least, you're gonna walk away with some tools in your tool belt to kind of further push your business for sure.
Yeah, and we'll see everybody April 1st at
April
the plug.
1st at the plug. I like the name, the
I
plug.
love it.
I love
I
it.
love the atmosphere.
It's a vibe. I was actually there yesterday. My uncle lives in Atlanta, and he's wanting to hold an event. And I was like, I can show you the plug. So
Did
I'll
you
go
look at
down
the
there.
balcony?
Of course,
Oh,
of
And
course.
I'm so ready for it to be
A
a
little warmer.
little warm. I don't like it.
I might have to throw me a birthday party down. If I throw me a birthday party, who's coming?
okay. You know we did.
I might have to turn up the plug this year for my birthday. I'm turning 36.
You know we did.
Yeah, we'll be.
We got so we went to Mardi Gras for Ricky's birthday and Valentine's Day.
I saw y'all.
So we're
I
gonna
said, look at
yeah,
them.
for my birthday we're going to Aspen. I'm not skiing
Oh,
Colorado.
I don't know why he wants
I
to
just
go
want to
there.
drink hot cocoa under a with a fireplace and out look at the
you know what?
mountains. You know
I'm
what I'm
seeing
saying?
that he's the romantic one.
He, yes, but I'm
You got you,
quietly
yeah,
romantic. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't advertise the romance. Nate advertises his romance. He is
He
Mister.
like, what's that cartoon with Pepe Le Pew with the hard eyes coming out?
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is an accurate description.
It is an accurate.
It is.
She'd be like, "Honey, can we sit back here in the
Yeah.
cut? I want to be in the cut." He like, I
Real.
want to sit in the front.
Right.
I want to fight my love.
That's
Mhm.
it.
And he's always ready to fight for his love. Um, um, what was I saying?
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, but Nate is it's the outward romance.
Oh, you talking about why would that?
Yeah, because I asked Nate, I was like, hey, do you want to go tubing? Do you want to go skiing?
Not at all.
What we doing? And he was like, no.
Drinking cocoa and sitting inside the. I mean, but we gonna sit inside the little clubhouse and chill. Look at the scenery.
You want to
Yeah,
look out the window and see the snow.
yeah. I don't want to play. I grew up in snow. I don't want to play in
You
it.
want to play? You just want to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, baby. I'm 43 years old. I'm tired. I'm tired.
She ain't tired. She's just getting started. We got 5 minutes left. DJ, let me get my last song real quick. Chattanooga, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I got the Dosses in here. I want to share all the great stuff that we talked about on my social media page. And I actually gonna leave a flyer at the station. So if you have more questions or concerns, we'll leave the flyer here. But yeah, thank y'all. I love y'all. So if you have more questions or concerns, we'll leave the flyer here.